COVID-19 has been awful. It has completely disrupted our lives and has made all of us reconsider what is valuable in our lives and what we have lost focus on due to the busyness of our lives before the pandemic. As we enter into the summer of 2021, more and more places are beginning to open back up, and one of the worst mistakes we can make as a church is to just go back to the way things were before. This statement may be hard to hear, but I hope that as a church, just as in our personal lives, we have taken the last year to reconsider what we're doing and reevaluate what is important. Our emotions and our need for fellowship may drive us to want to just get back to the way things were before, but that will be a waste of an opportunity to get back to what's most important. Hi there, I'm David Schoenfeld with SBS Accounting and Advisors. That opening statement is probably a hard pill to swallow, but I hope you'll hear me out. I'm not suggesting that you make drastic changes to what you believe. I'm simply pointing out that things have changed. Better or worse doesn't matter. It's a fact that they've changed. The government has proven that they can step in at any moment and shut us down, and then move the goalposts every time we get close to doing what they said was needed for us to reopen. And then you've got families who've changed during this time too, and we need to reevaluate how to best serve them and how to best equip them to serve others. Mistake 1, stop innovating. COVID-19 forced us to figure out how to communicate online. We saw some churches struggle through this pandemic, and then we saw others thrive. And the difference was the willingness of the leadership to innovate. We saw the conversations between the leaders and the church get more intimate, more honest and transparent, and happen more often. This led to a more authentic and organic interaction among the church that was accomplished despite the fact that it was happening through a digital screen. As we come back together in person, one of the worst things you could do is to lose the motivation to innovate moving forward. Mistake 2, stop adapting. Change is hard, but through this time of crisis, we've had to adapt quickly, and some leaders have proven themselves better at this than others. Another crucial mistake to make as we reopen our churches would be to stop adapting. The bitter reality is that this season of change is probably going to continue for a while longer. We may find ourselves with another uptick in cases in the winter, or a whole new virus or strand breaks out. Or we may find that the government is unwilling to release the power it has taken during this time and continue to persecute Christians and the church. If we stop adapting and get comfortable again, we may not be able to survive the next change. Mistake 3, stopping online services. A lot of churches started online services out of necessity, not out of a desire. There seemed to be a hesitancy amongst some prior to the pandemic to venture into this new frontier of church ministry, and the mistake of that same group would be to stop doing online services once they're back in person. For those who are more open to the idea, their mistake would be to not put as much attention and effort into their online viewership. As more and more people come back in person, I think COVID-19 did a church a favor by removing the stigma associated with online services. There are those who physically cannot attend our services, such as those who are bedridden, and will benefit from the sense of presence that online services could bring. Mistake number 4, stop anticipating change. I'm not sure that anyone could have predicted what happened over the last year, nor do I think we can fully predict what would happen in the future. But one thing is for sure, we have had to learn to anticipate changes. A big mistake of the church would be to get comfortable with the present reality. If we allow ourselves to settle in, we might find that we are unprepared for the next thing that comes our way. We must stay vigilant at looking for new ways to reach people on a personal level. Mistake 5, stop accommodating. People are scared, and just because the legal restrictions are being lifted doesn't mean that everyone is eager to come back to a crowded building. The final mistake that the church could make in 2021 is to stop ministering to people who aren't ready to go back to the way it was before. Those people are just as worthy of your attention and affection as the ones who are breaking down the doors to get back in-person services. Obviously, there are those who might use the pandemic as an excuse not to attend services and need to be encouraged to not forsake the assembling together of the saints. This topic has been a tough one, I know, and it hasn't had much to do with finance, but I thought it was a fitting topic to discuss nonetheless. Let's remember that as church leaders, our funding comes from our members, and it's the job of the church leadership to shepherd and care for the flock. This may yet prove to be the most trying time for a shepherd. If you're a church leader and you've experienced some challenge with finances through the pandemic, or would like to discuss how to adapt and prepare for the future, we here at SBS Accounting and Advisors would love to speak with you and discuss how we can help you and your church serve God and use His finances legally. If this interests you in any way, please reach out to us by phone or by email. Thank you for watching, and please be sure to check out our YouTube channel and website for other helpful resources for you and your ministry.